Picture a modern nightclub. It is pitch black. The music is deafening. Hundreds of humans are packed together, jumping up and down, burning massive amounts of energy, and intentionally drinking liquid neurotoxins that impair their vision and balance. Today, we call this having fun. But from an objective, evolutionary standpoint, a party is a biological disaster. If you take a tribe of primates on the African savanna, put them in the dark, make them scream, and cripple their central nervous system with poison, they will be eaten by predators in exactly 5 minutes. Every survival instinct in your DNA screams that partying is a death sentence. So why do we do it? Why is the desire to gather, dance, and get drunk hardwired into every single human culture on Earth? Partying wasn't invented for fun. It was a desperate neurochemical override designed to stop paranoid primates from slaughtering each other. To understand why humans throw parties, you have to understand a terrifying glitch in your brain called the Dunbar Limit. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans lived in small bands of about 40 to 50 people. In a group that small, you know everyone. You trust them. But as the climate shifted and survival got harder, humans needed to form bigger super tribes to survive. There was just one massive problem. Your brain's hardware has a hard limit. Anthropologists discovered that a human brain can only genuinely trust about 150 people. Once a tribe hits person number 151, the brain simply cannot process the social data. It stops seeing neighbors and starts seeing strangers. When primitive humans saw strangers competing for their food, the amygdala fired. Paranoia set in. The tribe would violently splinter, or they would just start killing each other. If humanity wanted to survive the Ice Age, they needed a way to force 500 heavily armed, highly paranoid apes to sit in a cave together without starting a bloodbath. They needed to hack the brain. How do you bypass a biological firewall? You use rhythm. Imagine two rival tribes meeting in a clearing. Everyone has spears. Everyone is terrified. Then someone hits a hollow log with a stick. When hundreds of humans begin to stomp their feet and move in exact rhythmic synchronization, a terrifying biological override happens. The brain gets confused by the shared movement. It floods the nervous system with oxytocin, the chemical of trust and bonding. Simultaneously, the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that houses your ego and your sense of individuality, temporarily shuts down. When you dance in a massive crowd, you literally forget where you end and the tribe begins. Dancing wasn't invented as an art form. It was a biological firewall against murder. It chemically forced rival hunters to view each other as a single massive organism. But dancing wasn't enough to secure a peace treaty. They needed a guarantee. They needed poison. Why is alcohol the center of every ancient human gathering? In evolutionary biology, there is a concept called costly signaling. If you are sitting across from a rival warlord, how do you prove you aren't going to stab him in the neck? Words aren't enough. You have to intentionally ingest a neurotoxin. You drink alcohol to deliberately slow your reflexes, slur your speech, and cripple your own central nervous system. Getting drunk at an ancient party was a high-stakes peace treaty. You were physically broadcasting, "Look at me. I am lowering my defenses. I am poisoning my own brain. I cannot physically harm you." For decades, historians believed a very specific timeline. They thought humans invented farming, settled down into cities, and then started throwing parties because they finally had free time. They were completely wrong. In 1994, archaeologists unearthed Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, a massive ancient temple complex dating back 11,000 years. The terrifying part, it was built by nomadic hunter-gatherers long before farming was ever invented. Nomadic humans completely stopped moving to drag massive stone pillars into a circle. Why? To throw massive, mind-altering raves. But you cannot feed 500 dancing apes with a few handfuls of wild berries. To fuel these massive ancient parties, they needed insane amounts of calories. They needed primitive beer. And to get that much grain, foraging wasn't enough. They were forced to stay in one place and plant wild wheat. This is the darkest plot twist in human history. We didn't invent farming to survive. We invented farming to fuel a rave. Our ancestors traded 290,000 years of absolute freedom for 10,000 years of back-breaking, disease-ridden agricultural labor, just so they could get drunk together. The next time you are at a crowded club, holding a drink and moving to the bass, remember, You aren't just having a good time. You are blindly executing an 11,000-year-old survival protocol, the exact protocol that trapped humanity on the farm forever.